Hey everyone, it's been a while since my last video, but I've got an interesting one for you today if you're a fan of statistics at all, because I have been and collected data from the top 1,000 players of 3 different servers, EU West, Korea and NA, and I have some interesting things to show off. So I decided to try and look at things that generally the big sites don't already do, so this is more a focus on the players rather than the champions. There's a nice count here of number of champions, of players having them in top 7, but generally this is going to focus on players rather than champions themselves. Like if you want to see which champions are most popular in a patch, that's easy. You just go on low analytics, filter by challenger, and look at the top. But it's harder to actually see what the players look like as a whole in here. So yeah, this is just going to scroll through this dashboard quickly. I'm going to write up some highlights in I guess the video description and Reddit post. Let's take a look at some of the interesting highlights. There is a player with 1,200 games already this season. Mr. 65B, whoever you are, well done. You have the most games out of any of the elite ELOs in those big servers. We have. It's funny looking at the outliers like this. I've played with this any IRL guy before. He's super toxic. His mind has been broken by playing that many games, clearly. We also have the interesting stats over here I'm going to look at next, which is the average LP of each role. Now this is, I think, one of the best ways of trying to see which role is the strongest in solo queue, because jungle is a clear outlier. This is combined for all the servers, but we can look at individually. Yep, EU West, jungle is the highest rank. Korea, jungle again. And NA, jungle again. This is also interesting because if you filter by individual servers, you can take a look at which champions are most popular in each server, which is pretty cool. So for example, Senna is super popular in NA, and obviously most of the popular ones are always going to be popular in all the servers, but in Korea, Lee Sin takes the top spot, and EU is also Senna. I'm just going to go through, I'm going to leave this up for a few seconds. Feel free to pause and have a look in more detail. I'm just going to go individually filter on each of these again. Just this is a full screen, pause it by yourself if you want to see some of these individual breakdowns. It's also interesting noting the player count of each role does change as you change the servers. Yep, Korea has the most junglers. And NA is the most junglers. Interestingly, there are a lot more ADC mains in NA. So who are some of the outliers here? Choker, okay. I don't know who these people are, whatever. What this chart here is, this is the people with the highest win rate in each of the servers. So this guy is clearly insane because he's both got the highest rank and a crazy high win rate. This person is probably a smurf or up and coming or had a crazy recent streak, because what is that, 81% win rate? That's crazy. You can also going to filter on only challenger. So let's have a look if that changes much. It's still jungler by far. Actually, it gets even more. 153 junglers versus 93 supports. Wow, that's crazy. And people want to say support is OP. Look at that. Jungle is, 50% more junglers in challenger. And next I'm going to go to this next sheet, which is a bit more fun. So this is a grab of the games in their recent history. NA plays twice as much ARAM as EU West. There are the most one-tricks in NA, and the most one-trick champion in high elo right now is Zac. That champion is actually disgusting, right? I wasn't expecting that, because you don't really think of Zac as a heavily one-trick champion, but I think it's more every one-trick has got to high elo because Zac is so broken. So if you keep an eye on this chart, see which picks are up and coming, go up and down of each patch to see which champions are currently busted if you main them. Then also the flash key. Interestingly, EU and Korea swap round. So EU players all play with flash on D, and Korea plays it with flash on F. There's not much deeper I can look into that, but I just thought that was kind of funny. the one tricks, and if we filter on only Challenger, how does that change? Korea has a lot of one tricks in Challenger. That's kind of surprising, actually. A lot of very dedicated. The one tricks in NA are bad. That's also quite funny. NA has the most one tricks, but none of them make it into Challenger. It's all grandmaster being filled up with awful one tricks. That sort of tracks with what I've seen on streams, to be honest. But there we go. And similar distribution of things. The Zacks fall off a little bit. There are a lot less one tricks in Challenger in general. The ARAM thing doesn't change much. I guess Challenger players need a break as much as anyone. I do think, again, it's funny, NA still plays roughly about twice the ARAM games as EU. And so I'm going to be making this video perhaps once a patch very quickly. This probably, 1 to 2 minutes, just show off the updates, have a quick talk through what might have changed. I've set this up so I can do it by patch. And if there's enough interest, I might expand it to other servers as well. But yeah, hope you like this, just a bit of fun. And hopefully it was also interesting.